Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Cryopods. That's what we're here for. That's what we're going to talk about. So today, I'm going to be talking about cryopods. I haven't posted anything on cryopods because I've honestly been doing extensive research on it. I wasn't even sure if they were going to come out because, people like to spread rumors and we don't even know if it's true or not. And I don't want to tell you guys the wrong information. So now, when it comes to cryopods, we've come to find out that they're going to be released December 20th along with the new I guess gameplay or game mode called Survival of the Fittest. Now we're not sure if that means cryopods are going to be unofficial by then, but they are going to come with that Survival of the Fittest. Now a lot of changes, actually, not some, to the cryopods, and I feel these are well deserved buffs as well as nerfs. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not really buffs, it's more like nerfs. But I do consider some of them buffs, and I'll show you here in a second what I mean by that. So if we turn over to the screen right here, you will see the Twitter post that they posted here. They were like, hey, get ready for deployment of cryopods in Ark Survival this month. And here are the taste of the expected changes. Cryopods and cryofridges are now level 50 unlock engrams. So this kind of shows you that they understand that cryopods are no longer an end game thing, and I'll get to that in a second. Now, if you guys remember back in the days when we had Ark Survival Evolve, there was a big issue when it came to mega tribes, alpha tribes, and all these tribes. Even, I don't know so much on the PvE side, but on the PvP side, it was crazy. There was people lining up Brontos against the walls. There was people just having tons of tames to the point that it was like, tank cap was like 300, I believe, or yeah, it was 300. So people used to make an allied tribe, get like 2 or 3 people from your tribe to join that allied tribe, and then that way you would have more dino storage. So when you would go inside these people's like freaking base, they would have like 600 like dinos there. It would cause so much lag. It was ridiculous on the servers. And then people were saying, hey, the servers are lagging so badly. And then I remember they came out and they said something like, oh, well, it's because there's too many dinos. So people were like, okay, well, we don't want to kill our dinos to stop the lag. So I remember that cryopods were the solution to the dino storage and to help alleviate a lot of this lag. Now, on to the second one. It says when the cryo fridge is placed, they take 5 minutes to activate. So it's almost like the tech gen where like it's there, but it's not going to be able to be activated until 5 minutes. Now, I'm not really sure why they did this, but I have my speculation behind this, and I'll get to that in a second. And this kind of comes down to this, to one of these. It says cryopods can be released within a range of activated, here we go, that's that keyword, cryofridge set to 35,000 or 3,500, geez, currently. So I was actually curious about this. If they say the cryofridge do not activate until 5 minutes, does that mean they have to be powered? Or can I just place like cryofridge and then wait 5 minutes and now I have like a range, almost like the tech gens or like the regular generators now on Ascended. So this is kind of cool because it means that you're not allowed to like toss out a cryopod unless you're within an activated range of a cryofridge. I mean, in a sense, this is gonna have people cryofridge like spam. Like people are just gonna spam random cryofridges all over the map just to be able to toss out their dinos when they're out there in the world and stuff like that. But this kind of stops people from pocket gun, or this kind of stops things from you to just go out there and toss out a cryo or something like that. It's no longer like that. Which in a sense, it goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. Cryos were intended for you to be able to store your dinosaurs. They're not for you to go out in the world and do all the things that we decided and we made cryos to be. They were just for dino storage. That's all it was. Now, this is kind of interesting, and I wonder how this is going to work. It says PvP only. Cryos can not be released if there are enemies nearby of 3,500. So does that mean like a character, structures? Like, I'm not so sure about that. And this is really going to make PvP very interesting in the sense of like defending your caves, if you're living underwater caves, if you live underwater, if people are still gonna have to walk up their dinos and stuff like that. And I'll get to a second what does this range mean, the 3,500 range. Dinos cannot be cryoed if damaged within 60 seconds. Okay, I mean, this is not really. I get that some people are like, "Hey, man, this sucks," because like when they were doing these big tribes or big PvP fights, or your Giga was about to die and you had to cryo it before it died and stuff like that. I get this, but in a way, if you really all think about it, it's kind of cheesy, you know, like you knew what you were doing, you did it, and now you're trying to save your dino. So like, how about you just are more careful, you know, what you do. Dino mating cooldown is now ticked down correctly within cryopods. Okay, this is cool because I remember sometimes you would transfer dinos in cryopods and you would have to toss them out and then re-cryo them just to start their timer when it came to breeding. So that sucks. So now let's head back to the 3,500 range. I there was a couple of people and I tested it on official, sorry, not on official. I tested it on like the test branch that they have on PC. Unfortunately, I'm not able to show it because my computer will melt if I have if I record it with Elgato, and it's crazy. Anyway, so this seems, and a lot of people have been talking about, it seems to be consistent above 10 foundations. Some people got 10 foundations, some people got 11, some people got 15, some people got upwards of like 22 foundations. That means you're able to toss out the actual thing, or the cryo, you're able to toss out the dino within like between 10 to 22 foundation. Now I'm not so sure if that has to do with the terrain, like slope and upwards. I'm not so sure about that, but we're not really, like, a lot of people have tested and people get like different things, but it stayed consistent above 10. So kind of like, let's make the sweet spot like above 10 foundations is where you're gonna get. So this is why I was saying, I was like, what does this mean in regards to enemies, you know? Does that mean foundations? Does that mean if I go 10 plus foundations away from enemy base, I could toss out at cryo? And this is definitely going to mean that a lot of people are going to be spamming. If it is enemy foundations and not just an enemy character, this is going to mean for sure having spam outside of your base is now for sure a thing that you got to do if you don't want to be just raided that easily, right? Now, also, if this has to do with enemies, just in general, don't think that you're going to be able to pocket Giga, because remember, you still need a cryofish nearby. So this is another reason why I said it was like, does this mean enemy or enemy foundations? Because what if I have an active cryo fridge, somebody pulls up and tries to like knock me out, I just throw a pocket giga, and then, you know, then we have that. And like I said, let's be honest, a lot of the stuff that they're going to take away from us, we all knew that it was unfair. We all knew that it was cheesy to have a giga just pop out of nowhere and stuff like that. So them controlling this, it kind of changes the PvP meta in a way, and it kind of keeps it to how, like, you're not just throwing pokeballs out there basically. It's interesting, and I kind of want to see how this is gonna develop when it comes to the live branch, to be honest. Because the same thing, like I said, cryopods were supposed to be just for dino storage, and look what they turned out to be, you know. Although they don't mention any of this stuff, but for the people that they're like, oh man, nah, I'm gonna have to cryo fridge out there, you can still tame your tames, you can still cryo them. It's not like cryopods don't work. You can still cryo dinos. The only thing is that you can't toss them out unless there's a fridge nearby. That's the only thing that you're not going to have. Now, with that said, I think I'm just gonna leave the video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoy my little discussion there. I really think that crowds are gonna change the meta, because right now, for example, we're in SA and we're like in a pearl cave and we have dinos everywhere. You know, if you guys have been watching the live streams, that's how it kind of is. We have dinos everywhere. We have breeding dinos. Obviously, if we had cryopods, it would be a little bit different. We would have our actual, there's no need for dino pens, but we have to have a dino pen unofficial because we don't have, again, cryos. And again, if we have cryos, it's going to change things where we actually could steal people's lines and stuff like that, at least in PvP small tribes, because then official you could unclaim dinos, but not on small tribes. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Here, let's go punch this RG. Yeah.